Hello my friends, this is the very interesting video that you will see. So this is the helicopter flying. Can you destroy the helicopter with the help of artillery? Well, actually you can. So this particular helicopter was working on a mission to evacuate the soldiers who were wounded on the front lines, just in the field. So you can see there's the tank on the left over here, and the helicopter just landed near to it, and we have some sort of the movement. I zoomed in for you, and here there are some of the troops coming out of that vehicle to the helicopter for sure. You can see here's the compass, so for sure it's the DJI 3, Mavic 3 or something that we also sometimes send to the front lines. And our artillery just aimed towards the place and fired some of the shells, destroying the tank and the helicopter. I cannot show you everything because of the YouTube policy, so we're just gonna scroll and I'll just show you the result. Hopefully you can see it. So this is the helicopter just lying down, totally destroyed and burned down. So you can see some of the shells hit the nearby area of the helicopter, completely destroying it. And it seems like there is no further movement from this place. The full video is available on my Telegram channel, so you may check it out using the link in the video description just below, or you may use the QR code just on the screen. So thank you so much for supporting me on Telegram as well. The guys from the Deep State analyzed the video and they found out that this happened in the Kharkivsky region, still controlled by the Russian forces partially. They say that it's the Russian Mi-24 helicopter, which is very versatile. It's combat helicopter, but also may carry some of the troops. And today we have received the first footages of the confirmed destroyed Russian Terminator battle vehicle. So it's not the tank, it has couple of the guns on the top, the anti-tank missiles. Sometimes they are running without them, and here you can see that something happened to the caterpillar of that vehicle. We have some sort of the fire there, and let's look at other footages. Here is after the destruction, and this is the explosion itself. The full video is available again on my Telegram channel. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, continued his trip. He visited Paris and he went to Brussels. He met with the leaders of the European Union. For now, we know that some of the countries are considering to supply Ukraine with the fighter jets. And today, officially, UK approved the training for Ukrainian pilots on this piece of art Typhoon fighter jets. And yes, I was wrong about the F-16s because UK doesn't have those airplanes. But they do have the Eurofighters, so Germany does. And I think it's pretty much a good variant for Ukrainian army. Also, the German defense company Rheinmetall is negotiating with the Ukraine to supply Pantera tanks to Ukrainian army, but they think that they may do it in around 1 year. And I don't think that we should expect the great number of those tanks. And according to the Oryx resource, they monitor all the photos, videos taken from the drones, and not only, they state that Russia lost around 1,000 tanks in this war and 544 were captured by Ukrainian army. So actually Ukrainians got more tanks during this war and Russia lost 1,544. And here we are speaking just for those tanks that were filmed by drones or something. The real number could be much greater. Guys, just look at this. What are they doing? It's so stupid thing to continue to run and attack Vuhledar. They're just on open field that is totally mined, and they just got those tanks hit. We have artillery that is aimed for this particular spot. You can see all the house nearby. It's not the first Russian attempt to take the Vuhledar with not enough forces. Just look, 5 tanks or something, and I'm gonna publish some of the video again on my Telegram channel. You may check that out, how those tanks being destroyed on the way on their attempt to take the Vuhledar. It seems like this is the T-72B3, the modernized version, and kind of popular tank for Russia, and all of them were just destroyed in attempt. And sorry, my picture may interfere with what I'm trying to show you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, tanks. Well, I have a question about this one. It could be the infantry vehicle, but the rest are just tanks for sure. I can see them, I can spot them. This one is with the turned turret. That's the stamp of the Russian forces, but that is what they have after trying to take Vuhledar under their control. As you can see, the weather turned cold and they decide to try to reach Vuhledar across the fields, but those fields were mined long time ago. So what they're trying, I continue to say that it's total nonsense, and the Ukrainian army would never use those number of the tanks for those stupid missions. Oh my god, this is the level of the regular Russian army. It's just crazy. There was some information in the media that Starlink restricts their internet for the drone usage, and that is not being confirmed by the Ukrainian volunteers, even though the manager of the Starlink, the top manager, said that they will not provide internet for unmanned air vehicles, they will restrict it. But I think, how can you restrict the internet for the drones? How would you know if it's been used by the drone or not? Our soldiers basically need Starlink for communication and update all of the features that they have, including the drones. And today, officially, the leader of the Wagner army, Prigozhin, said that they will not hire Russian prisoners to Wagner any longer. And in that case, they will not be able to achieve even tactical goals as they did in Soledar. While still they have some of the prisoners that they hired before, but there will be no new hirement from the prisons. And what he also said is quite funny. Then CNN asked him to explain why it happened, why they will not hire prisoners. Prigozhin said that they will hire lots of the volunteers from the United States of America, and they have around 10 million applications, but they're looking just to take maybe 1 million. So basically it's the open joke, fake or trolling, I don't know. But why he stopped hiring? Because before, Putin told him to hire everyone that can walk in a prison. I personally think that maybe Putin is afraid of the competitor Prigozhin, because recently, during the last few months, the image of Prigozhin rose a bit in the Russian society compared to Putin. Prigozhin doesn't afraid to go to the front lines, he doesn't afraid to speak, and Putin afraid everything. And I also start to spot that in pro-Russian groups, people tend towards Prigozhin's ideas. For the Russian Z army, Prigozhin is like a muzhik. It's the word for the true man who can go, who can risk, and who can win. After taking Soledar by Wagner and after many failed attempts of the regular Russian army to take Vuhledar, which is much smaller compared to Soledar, we all understand that Wagner is the only force in the Russian Federation that can advance and take something. And now, without the prisoners, they're basically out of their main tools to get some tactical victories. But for this day, they're quite strong and still may take some ground near to Bakhmut. By the way, let's go to the military map and review it. As you can see, Bakhmut is on fire. Russia continued to use artillery systems, and they moved from the north as well. They tried to get control over M03 road on the way to Slavansk, but so far unsuccessfully, and somehow they're moving northbound from Soledar. Why they do it, I'm out of clue. And also they moved from Crimea. It was unsuccessful Ukrainian attack. Unfortunately there, Russia also put the minefield, but we haven't lost so many forces as Russia lost in Vuhledar, and we moved back a little, but Russia used this gap and tried to counterattack in this area, and they moved towards Slovansk from the northeast side, and they gathered lots of the troops near to the Severodonetsk, and probably they will try to assault Slovansk and Kramatorsk from both of the directions, from direction of the Bakhmut and from direction of Crimea. It could be the big operation, but it may bog down because Ukraine still has lots of the forces that present huge resistance for the Russian attacks. About Bakhmut, as you can see, situation is quite hard over here where Russians entered the north part of the city, but the city, as I said to you, is divided by the river, so probably Russians may take this part. Also on the north, they partially encircle Krasnohora, but we still have the road for supplies, so I think that it could be also used for evacuation of our troops just in case. And those attacks basically stopped by the Russian Federation because of the huge resistance presented by Ukrainian forces in Ivanovsk. Russians tried to move forward, getting Chasiv Yar under their control together with this supply road, but unsuccessfully. Chasiv Yar still holds, the road is still under Ukrainian control, however it's very dangerous to move supplies across it. And as you can see, the main force still here is the Wagner group, Wagner here, Wagner there, and also this the 6th army of the Russian regular forces, or maybe they just stay behind, then Wagner does the main job. As you can see, Ukrainians also may put the new defense line, so we may move back a little, but immediately we dig down to the ground to cause Russians severe losses. This is the Bakhmut city, and the south attack from the Russian force is not that successful compared to the north one. They've took some of the territories of the city, residential, private sector, but it's not that significant, and still this is the main part of the city under control by Ukrainian forces, and I don't see that in nearby perspective Russians will be able to take this city under their control. They're quite demoralized, and Wagner absolutely needs new blood in their army because they wasted a lot of the prisoners for Bakhmut and Soledar, and because of that I'm quite positive about the future of the Bakhmut. I was quite negative before, but now I believe that we can withstand it. And this is iconic Russian attack direction. Well, before, like 4 months ago, they were able to take Palivka, destroying lots of their forces, more than 1,000, and now they're coming closer to the Vuhledar. But here they just lost those tanks that I showed you in this video. So they're basically not moving forward in that place and just destroying their vehicles and personnel. I would never go on that assault mission. It's better to go to the prison, and Russian command just says them, okay, there's the minefield, take a bunch of tanks and try to get to Vuhledar. Yeah, for sure, the dumb way to die. And now, please press the like to this video. Also, if you want to support my channel, there are some of the links in the video description just below for you to do so. Thank you so much for your help. My friends, I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.